Ladies and gentlemen, Your Excellencies, good morning or good afternoon. I'm really honored to welcome you today to this pre-recorded presentation on the vision and perspectives of the Power-to-X and green hydrogen and its application in Morocco in the framework of the SIM 12 and Mission Innovation 6 joint event. My name is Samir Rashidi, and I'm working as an R&D director within IRSN, which is a Moroccan foundation for research under the umbrella of the Ministry of Energy. Today, I am speaking in the name of the Commission Nationale of Hydrogen, which is a public body gathering all the stakeholders that are related to the production, transport, and export, and the use also of hydrogen in Morocco. So let's first of all start with the Moroccan positive context of this new industrial, let's say, revolution of green hydrogen. So first of all, Morocco, as you may know, has a high renewable potential, both for solar and wind, especially into the north and also the south of the country. So it's quite equally distributed this renewable energy potential. We have been also witnessing a strong political support from the highest level of the state, but also a strong international partnership with the countries of the region. As you may know, also Morocco succeeded in deploying large-scale renewable power plants in many regions of Morocco, would it be for wind and also solar PV and CSP power plants. We are also seeing as well the involvement of the industry and also the incentives that R&D and applied research is having from the Moroccan government. And last but not least, we are blessed in Morocco by a strong or a very close proximity to the EU, which is a quite declared market for green hydrogen and green molecules. And this connection is also in the form of maritime gas connection, but also electric grid connection via cables. We have started also looking into, as a research institute, looking and exploring these opportunities after being invited to review the study from the World Energy Council about the Power-to-X opportunities that are open probably in the next decades. And we have seen that Morocco at that time in 2018 has been indicated as lacking of political support. From that point, we have also seen that the authors of this study have been stressing out the position of Morocco as a front runner of Power-to-X and green hydrogen applications in the future. From that point, we have managed within with the help also of the whole stakeholders in Morocco to perform and conduct preliminary studies that have examined, let's say, market technologies and also opportunities and potential for Power-to-X in Morocco. We have been also conducting a third study, which has been focusing on deploying or defining a roadmap for Power-to-X in Morocco. In the same time, Morocco has created National Commission of Green Hydrogen and Applications in the February 2019, and in the same time, Morocco has been signing many partnerships with EU partners such as Germany, Portugal, and also the European Commission. So the first step was the members of this Green Hydrogen National Commission are the main stakeholders of the ecosystem here in Morocco. Mainly, it's government institutions. And we have four ministries: the industry, research, and education. economy and finance, and also transport and equipment. We have also the Moroccan Patronat, CGM, ONI, the grid operator, OCP, which is the fertilizer company in Morocco, MASEN, the Moroccan Agency for Sustainable Energy, ONIM, which is also dealing with hydrocarbons here in Morocco and the infrastructure for hydrocarbon exploitation, digging, and exploration, and also exports. And IRSN, which is the Moroccan Research Institute that I am representing today as well. So from this study about the roadmap, many actions have been, identified in the action plan. But mainly organized in three pillars. So the technological pillar, demand and encouraging demand and improving markets, but also enhancing investment and supply. And from these action plans, without going into details, we have started also to work on the deployment of a Moroccan cluster, mainly driven by the private sector. And we have also the ambition to improve the local content that we can have from this industry. And the idea also is to prepare the good conditions to export power to X molecules to the international markets. So just a glimpse to this roadmap. It's under, let's say, finalization to be published and adopted as white paper, hopefully during the next weeks. But mainly what we can learn from it is that for the short term, the main application are exports and the local industrial feedstock, mainly the production of ammonia. And for this export, it will depend also on the out or off taker of these molecules. It can be in the form of hydrogen, but also methanol, ammonia, synthetic fuel, but also probably LOHC. In the medium and long term, many applications could also join the industrial feedstock in Morocco, such as grid stability, the heavy mobility, mainly for mining engines in Morocco, but also public transportation and logistics. And in the longer term, probably at the same time or the same way that we see in the Europe or the US or Japan, application may also involve the let's say lightweight mobility, and also some applications like railway, maritime, and industrial heat. From also within the action plan, there is also a strong focus on establishing a master plan of infrastructure in order to define corridors for PV, wind, but also ports infrastructure and road infrastructure in order to facilitate the exportations of green molecules to dedicated markets. As recently also we have this happened last month. In April, we have created the Moroccan cluster on green hydrogen dedicated to research, innovation, and industry through approximately 40 founding members under the, let's say, honorary membership of four ministries: the industry, the energy, research and education, and also equipment and transport. Last part of my speech today will be dedicated to give you some ideas about the green, some ongoing pilots on green hydrogen in Morocco. And those, let's say, this is the main project, which is the establishment of a dedicated platform to hydrogen and its application called Green H2A, Green Hydrogen and Applications. And the idea is to bring to the table innovation and to co-localize the power to X parts of the value chain of Power-to-X industry together with Moroccan industry, but also international industrials and technology providers. So the idea is to have a sort of a open sky labs out with outdoor facilities, demonstration and pilot projects to help the companies test their innovations, adapt them to the local context, innovate also, and scale them up to reach the industrial scale that is needed. We will also be backed by indoor labs in order to perform or to gain expertise, but also to perform some characterization tests, etc. And the idea also is to be present on the whole chain value from the hybridization or hybrid production of green electricity to the end use applications. And this platform is powered by the University Mohammed VI Polytechnic and IRSN and will be located within the Jorf Lasfar industrial compound, which belongs to the OCP, the national uh, company producing fertilizer. So the idea behind the Green H2A is also to bridge the gap between the inventions and their applications, or the inventions and the markets, and to be also in the range of the intermediate TRLs, technology readiness levels, about from 4 to 7. And the idea is also to support local industry, the academia, and also international stakeholders to cooperate and to be a sort of a technological backyard to the green hydrogen cluster, which also is open to international actors, let's say, membership. Some of the projects that we are working on within this green hydrogen and application platform is the green ammonia project, pilot project. We are intending to produce around 4 tons per day for approximately 4 megawatts electric capacity of the electrolysis. And the idea is to compare the technologies, PEM and alkaline, and also evaluate the possibility to scale up in the future. Another interesting project also hosted by the Green, that will be hosted by the Green H2A, is the production of synthetic fuel starting from carbon capture and also green hydrogen from electrolysis. And the scale is around the 1 megawatt scale for the electrolysis and 100 kilograms to 1 ton per day for the synthetic fuel. And again, the same idea or objectives is to perform testing and also study the feasibility of exporting those molecules in the future, but also to foresee the local application in the domestic market. Another interesting project is Melhi, which is focusing into the storage of green hydrogen in salt caverns. Morocco has a interesting potential for hosting for salt caverns in the coastal part of the Atlantic. So this is very interesting, and the idea is to see what could be the potential of Morocco to host and to for a long time duration of the storage of hydrogen. One of the projects also interesting is the MENA-Link project, which is under, let's say, development or progress to be submitted to the funding agencies. And the idea is to link several countries in the MENA region: Morocco, Tunisia, Egypt, Saudi Arabia, Jordan, and Turkey, together with Germany as well, in order to focus on how energy efficiency and sector coupling could also boost the energy transition in those countries. And there is a special component on Power-to-X and the role of green hydrogen and its application into or to achieve such goals. So just to sum up at the end, Morocco has a strong potential, to produce competitive clean hydrogen and green molecules. Morocco is also preparing a positive ground and to develop uh, uh, businesses in Power to X, and also to unleash and deploy this green chemistry industry through, as I said, preliminary studies, establishing a national commission on green hydrogen, which is mainly backed by public sector, defining a roadmap for this industry, creating recently under the private sector initiative, the Green Hydrogen Cluster. And we are now focusing on further in-depth studies to be launched on market perspectives, regulation aspects, and also an infrastructure master plan. And the key drivers for Morocco are exports, domestic economy decarbonization, especially the fertilizer industry, and last but not least, the co-localization of Power to X industry and innovation in Morocco in a win-win basis. Last slide, I just want to thank you very much for your attention, and also to make some advertisement to our second edition of the World PTX Summit, which will be held in a hybrid form, physical and online, in Marrakesh from the 1st to the 3rd of December. And you are all welcome to join. So please save the date. Thank you very much for your attention, and looking forward to seeing you in Marrakesh in December. Thank you.